Good day, folks. This is the Mad Sam Wicked Dread. Yes, see the Bubba Dread them there, but it's not really Dread. It's actually Wicked Reed. But but it's nicknamed easier to remember if we just said Wicked Dread. Right. The topic today is about the environment in the UK, especially in London. Environmental issues in London concerning the extension of the congestion charge in London plus the new emission charges in London. So I want you all to listen to this good. I'm going to make it as short as possible, please, and spread it. You have local elections coming up in various boroughs within London in May 2018. I'm going to give you the reason why you must not vote for Labour, Conservative, or Lib Dem. Give it for an independent person, not a person who represents themselves. That's what it is. Not somebody say they belong to the independent party. A person who represents themselves. These local MPs and councillors do not represent you, the community or the person. Listen to what they say. In line with party policy. In line with party policy. So voting for them and then they're going to do what they do is called undemocratic and is illegal. So I'm going to say it again. Listen good. You have an environmental issue. They're talking about pollution in London. Ask yourself this. If you remember what the banking along the River Thames was like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 25 years ago. And those of you who don't know, go and look on a map or look at pictures. I'm all for development and improvement. But they talk about housing stock. They have taken every piece along land, along the whole Thames riverfront from Erith all the way up to Richmond and wherever, and build luxury apartments. A one-bedroom apartment costs you anywhere from about £500,000-600,000 to buy. And yes, they might look pretty, but they look hard because it's like concrete jungle like New York. And there's no green. They put two little couple plants in a pot and say that it's green. And who isn't getting the money? The political party who runs the borough. And where's that money going? It's not going back into the borough. Chelsea, Westminster is one of the richest boroughs in London. But look how most of those social tenants live. Grenville Tower, they all got burnt out and they still can't rehouse them. Come on, people, don't be stupid. Tell the Conservative Party to stick it. Tell the Labour Party, stick it. Tell the Lib Dems, stick it. All major political parties from the Greens and everywhere else, stick it. Give your vote to the independent candidate. Right? If the government, and including that ignoramus, idiotic asshole, Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London, if he really wants to deal with the environment, what he should be doing is going to all these big developers and banks and organizations who are building properties along the whole riverfront from the Erith all the way up. So basically from the riverfront coming from Canvey Island through Dartford, Bexley and all the way up into London, right? And Greater London. Simple. They need to take off some of that front piece of the land they have and put it back to open cycle walkway. Or open way people can walk and cycle all the way into London without any breaks. With basically you'll have a cycle path and a sidewalk and green park with trees and benches and stuff. You give deals with these people. Oh, we will do this, we will do that, and they draw up these beautiful pictures and give you, and said to you, we're going to build 500 houses, but we're going to give you 100 out of them for social housing towards a housing association or the council. And once you sign the contract and give them, they subcontracted it to Harry, who subcontracted to Mary, who subcontracted to John. And then they turn around to you and say, well, we can only give you 6 properties because we're not making any profit. Well, ask yourself this. If they're not making any profit, go and look at the houses and the properties and the lifestyle that they live and where these developers live. What it is, and it's simple, basic maths. We're not talking calculus or Pythagoras theory. We're talking simple maths. The local authority approve with these builders. The builders lobby the political party, the Labour Party, the Conservative, the Lib Dems, the Greens, and all this rubbish, and gave them money. That's called bribe. Don't care which way you put it up. and said to them, we're going to build 500 houses, going to have this space and that space and so much parking and so much gardens and whatever, and you get 100 houses out of them. So much is 1 bedroom, so much is 2 bedrooms, and so much 3 bedrooms, and the rest we're going to sell. But what they do when they get it, they then turn to Harry. So if let's say the contract is going to cost 5 million, they turn to another party, and the major developer, I don't care who it is, Barrett's, Carillion and all these others, they siphon off 1 million for their chief executives and all the big boys up there. And they say, we have 4 million. So they give it to another developer for 4 million. So you got to do this project. That developer says, well, we take off another million too for our things. And then subcontract it to a third party who's now left with about maybe 3 million and thinking, we have a problem here. And then what they do, they cut corners and build properties like they did in Greenwich, where they have this big problem now, and put up all these properties with cladding and stuff that are faulty and still faulty, and turn around and tell the people who buy it, oh, you need to find a way to pay for it to remove it because we don't have the money. Well, for all you ignoramus people out there in Britain, let me remind you something. If you buy a plane ticket, a holiday package, as you might call it, so you pay for the plane ticket and the hotel, right, from London to America or wherever through Thomas Cook, I2 or Into or any other travel agent group, it's a package. When you go to that hotel, wherever it is in the world, and something goes wrong, you can complain to them. And they're going to tell you, you need to take it up with your agent representative. In other words, the person who did the package. It's the same thing. So when these big developers turn around, like I said, Carillion, Barrett's, and all these other big ones who go on Galliard Homes and all these things, oh, we're not making any money. No, they are legally responsible. They said to the council and the government, we're going to build 500 homes and we're going to give you 100. Or we're going to build it using this criteria, this property, this type of material. And that was a signed agreement. Who they subcontracted to is not the government's problem. But when it goes wrong, they need to be responsible. And the government needs to come at them and say, hey, we signed an agreement with you. Who you signed the agreement with 3 other subcontractors is not our concern. Because you took out your money and then you gave it to the other party who had less money and who gave it to another party who had less money. That's not our problem. You promised us 100 houses out of 5. We want the 100 now. And the asshole judges in this country, and I call them jackasses, and then the judge want to confront me and say, how dare I call them to be bribery, corrupted, lying, corrupt, right, breach of democracy and stuff. Tell them come and face me. I will face them in any courthouse in public. No behind doors, because they're cowards. Including Theresa May, the Jeremy Corbyn, and all these other people. Cowards. Face me anytime in public. Because you took the contract, you took the donation, you agreed to something, and when these people welch or are renegading on their contract, you should say to them, hello, you owe us 100 houses. We're going to pick 100 out of those 500, whether you like it or not. And the courts should say, thank you very much. This is what we're going to do. We need 10 1-bedrooms and 3 5-bedrooms and whatever, and work it out to suit that area or bar where they need. And that is another story. The developer cries, you go and seize his house, seize his car, seize his bank accounts, seize his yacht. We talk about the European Union. I tell you something. The rubbish that gets away in this country, they can't do it in Europe. Yes, I'm a leaver. I believe in coming out to the European Union because it's a bully organization. But it's one thing the European Union stands for. Right? All this rubbish that these companies do here, they can't do it there. Yes, a fact. They cannot do it. So, and all these banks jumping up and talking about, oh, we're Sachs Goldman and all that, oh, we're going to leave. They said it when Tony Blair was in power. Listen, shut the damn doors, come out, and people start voting for change. It's your children, your sisters, your brothers, your aunties, your uncles, and your grandparents who's going to suffer. Tell the European Union jump in the lake. Tell these MPs from the Labour and Conservatives, right, we're not voting for you. We're going to give it to any independent person. They can't do worse. Because if you give it to the Labour, what they're going to say to you is, well, if you don't like it, too bad. You can always vote us out of power in the next 5 years. By that time, you're so pissed off and angry, you don't even bother to vote the next election because you can't be bothered. Because your remark is, well, the last time I vote for them and they never keep them words, so what can I vote for? I'm not going to waste my vote and give nobody because you're the jackass. So I'm going to tell you again, May 2018 local elections, do not vote for none of these people, because it's not about creating anything. The pollution is because the so-called mayor and councillors for all these boroughs are interested in the money for themselves, paying themselves extortionate salary. And I hope and I intend to, right, if the Almighty, whoever the Almighty is, he or she or it, choose to give me that opportunity, I will run for local mayor for the London Borough of Lewisham. And I will, as a mayor, asking for salary, maximum salary of 60,000, including benefits. And everybody else, and I'll be pushing to make sure that if I'm elected, that the chief executive and everybody else don't get more than 100,000, and no manager in there get more than 45,000. You're working for the people, not for yourself. If you want to be rich, go and work for private enterprise. And the rubbish about, oh, you're paying for quality and results. Quality of results, what? Look on the streets around you, where you live. The buildings are run down, they're in poor maintenance, they're dirty, potholes on the road, bumps all the road to mash up your car suspension, council taxes going up, and what do you get for it? No police walk in the street. Why? Mismanage. You're going to give the police money, you tell them, say, hey, look, we're going to give you council tax, you need to walk the streets, stop driving around in cars. Nobody is standing up. I will. So I'm going to ask you, spread this, please. Through every media you have, WhatsApp, Viber, Facebook, everything you have, Snapchat, YouTube, everything. Push them buttons, please. Right? Let's do it. Come on. Stand up with me. For once in your life, I like to see black and mixed race communities, whites, right? Chinese, Indians, I don't care where you come from. Stand up for once. Let's teach these people that this political rubbish about self-power and self-money and whatever, stop. Do it for yourself, your children, grandchildren, nieces, nephew. Do it for even your enemy too. We all want to have a nice life, and we all want a decent life. Okay? Remember what I said. Listen to it again. Read this video carefully. Listen to it carefully. And thank you all. Pick up. Mad Sam Wicked Dread here. Alright? Happy Valentine to all.